Everybody wants to kind of come up to the front here and take a seat. They've got a few empty seats right up here, and we'll go ahead and get things started. Want to thank everybody for being here first and foremost. We really appreciate the turnout. It's great. If everybody could silence their cell phones, that would be greatly appreciated, as I see our team over here reaching into their pockets. What we're going to do is momentarily I'm going to introduce our university's president, Mike Fitz, and then he's going to introduce our director of athletics, Troy Dannen, and they will both speak to all of you before Mr. Dannen introduces our new baseball coach. After our coach speaks, we're going to bring Mr. Dannen, our coach, and a pitcher by the name of Corey Merrill over, and they are going to speak in front of these backdrops that we have over here. They will be our media opportunity over there. And then after that, we'll have a little photo op for anybody who would like a picture of today's press conference. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our president, Mr. Michael Fitz.
So what a turnout, I have to say. I'm dating myself. You know, when you're president of Tulane University in July, you feel a little bit like the Maytag repairman, that it's so lonely, that the campus is so quiet, you don't see many people, and then we announce a new baseball coach and everyone shows up forever. And it says something about, obviously, the spirit and the love of baseball in this community and at Tulane University over the years. I don't need to tell you that we've had a lot of exciting events in athletics at Tulane University over the last 6 months. We started back in December with the appointment of an exciting new athletic director, Troy Dannen, who will be speaking in a few moments. And then we moved on to a new volleyball head coach, Jim Barnes, football with Willie Fritz, basketball with Mike Dunleavy, and now we're moving on to baseball. And I don't need to tell you, baseball has had such a special place in this community. We have spectacular facilities, but we also have a love of the sport and knowledge of the sport by many members of Tulane and the New Orleans community larger. So because of that, and because of the academic quality of Tulane, we had an amazing number of strong candidates, really exceptional candidates who were interested in this position. And I'll let Troy give you the sort of the bread and butter of what an important and valuable search this was, and how we ended up with somebody who is really perfect in terms of record and career, and somebody who is really going to take over the reins of this program. He's been Travis Jewett, somebody who's been a lead assistant on 3 College World Series teams. He's helped guide a peer, Vanderbilt, to the 2014 NCAA National Championship. Put simply, he's somebody who's been a winner, who knows how to support winners, and he understands who we are academically as well, because he's been at another peer institution that is at the top academically and athletically. So I can't tell you how proud we are about this appointment, what we think it means for Tulane athletics and Tulane baseball. Of course, it all happens in that great month of July, World Series time, when we're all thinking about baseball, and now we're thinking about the future of Tulane baseball. So with that, I want to turn it over to the impresario of all these changes in Tulane athletics, our athletic director, Troy Dannen. Thank you.
Maybe to take off on what President Fitz just said, we really have to stop meeting this way. And no, seriously, we have to stop meeting this way. There have been a lot of press conferences. I think I've had as many press conferences since I started as athletic director, maybe as I've had donor meetings, large donor functions. And hopefully we're ready to stop with that and move on. But I want to thank everybody for coming today and helping us welcome Travis, and maybe just as importantly, if not more importantly, Tracy and Tanner and Tommy, his family, to the Tulane family. As always, there's a couple thanks I want to give before we get started. One is to President Fitz. because he's given me a tremendous amount of latitude to try to reshape and rebuild the department. And baseball is a program that didn't need a lot of reshaping and rebuilding, but he gave me a lot of latitude in this search, and I really appreciate that for what he's allowed me to do. And I mentioned this last time, but our counsel, Victoria Johnson, normally when general counsels get mentioned, it's with a negative connotation, but Tori is a rock star and has done a lot, and it really helped us get to this point and help us close these contracts, which is a major deal. I had a lot of staff involved in this search, more staff than we've had involved in the other searches, and certainly wanted to thank them. You know, somebody that's not here, I want to thank Tim Corbin. And some of you know Tim Corbin. He's the head coach at Vanderbilt, and I would say he's maybe the head coach of head coaches in college baseball. I talked to Tim twice about Travis. What I liked about Tim, he didn't talk baseball associated with Travis. He talked about what he was as a man, he talked about what he was as a father, he talked about what he was as a person, he talked about his relationship to the players in the Vanderbilt program, and he advocated for him not because of his baseball skill set, but his skill set as a person. And that meant the world to me as I evaluated our coaching candidates. And the last thanks I have for this maybe is to the alums of our program. I told our guys, I went into the locker room before we went to Oxford, Mississippi, and I told our team, you know, guys, we have one program at Tulane that's ready to win a national championship today, and it's you. Now go get it done. And we had a great run in Mississippi. But it did speak to where our program was, and a program doesn't get to this place because you had a hot couple of years and you signed a couple of great people. It gets to this place because we have a group of alums for over decades and decades who built a foundation for us to prosper and have success. And we're in a position today because of those alums. And we had, the President alluded to the group of candidates. I interviewed 5 people. And I will tell you, there were a lot of other jobs open. And I talked to a lot of search firms that were involved in those jobs. We had the best group of 5 finalists that anybody in the country had. And it speaks more, besides to this institution, it speaks to the alums and what they did to build this program. So I do want to thank them. Now, in hiring Travis, I had 3 or 4 boxes that when we came into this that I really thought needed to be checked. 1, high character, high integrity. I wanted somebody the guys were going to have fun playing for, and when they got done playing, they were going to look back and say they enjoyed their experience. That was 1 box that I needed checked. 2, I wanted somebody that had demonstrated level of success in coaching college baseball. Where our program is at, these guys deserve a leader who's ready to take them all the way. And Travis has just that. And if he may even show you his national championship ring. We're all chasing rings, and he's got one, and I like that. I wanted somebody who understood how to optimize the 11-7 in a high-end academic private institution, managing scholarships in our environment. That maybe was my #1 priority. Had to understand that because it's so significant. The most vital resource in any college baseball program, any college athletic program, are the student athletes. And we needed somebody that really understood how to manage that piece. And finally, I wanted somebody who had higher expectations than I did and who had a plan to get there. Travis checked every one of those boxes. And then he checked a couple of other boxes that I probably had but I didn't think of. 1, personality-wise, he really connected with our staff. And fit's really important. Well, he's going to fit our community so well. You're going to love his personality. And as I talk to other people, he is other people in college baseball, so highly respected by his peers. And as you know, in any environment, peers will throw somebody under a bus very quickly if it means they can move themselves ahead. And that didn't happen any place I turned. People in this profession respect and love Travis Jewett. And so in baseball parlance, I'll tell you it was a home run, I'll tell you it was a grand slam, I'll tell you anything you want to hear in baseball parlance. I do know this. We got our guy. This program has a new baseline, and it's where we walk in today. And Travis is the one who's going to lead us from there to the greatest things we've ever seen in our program. And with that, and no further ado, I'd like you to please join me in welcoming our new head baseball coach, Travis Jewett.
Wow, that's more than I expected. I appreciate that very much. As Troy said, this turnout very humbling. I'm honored to be standing here in front of you guys today as your new head baseball coach, and so I look forward to getting to know a lot of you guys in here, whether it's on a little closer personal relationship. Certainly you players, thank you. Love the fact that you're here. I'm a relationship guy. I want this to be the greatest experience of your entire life, and I'm going to work hard to make sure that that's part of it. Michael Fitz, thank you very much for the opportunity. Could be more proud to lead your baseball program. Troy? My wife said, don't cry. Well, you know what? Jimmy Valvano told me that's okay, because every day if you just get moved to emotions of some kind, that means things are important to you. So if I drink a little bit here, it's probably just to swallow a few tears of happiness. Troy, thank you. Thank you. But when I was able to speak with Troy and got the opportunity to come down here and actually interview, it was a big day for me. I brought my wife, and I told Troy that my family, and Barbara and Chris, that my family was really important to me. And we hadn't even really gone or gotten anywhere. And after our short conversation, probably an hour or so on the phone, which I enjoyed a great deal, they had asked me to come down, but they asked me to bring my wife, Tracy. And right away, I was like, all right, these guys are something special. Let's pack this thing up. We'll leave the boys behind. We'll go down and see what this is all about. Well, sure as heck, Troy, Barbara, Burke, thank you. I see you back there. Thank you so much. Had a great time with you. Dinner was exceptional. Your welcoming to Tracy and I was unbelievable. Chris Maitre, Chris, I know you're here somewhere, way there in the back. Great day. We toured campus. We saw all the nooks and crannies. Unbelievable. So what am I saying? Just as Troy said, I checked all the boxes. Tulane and its, upper athletic department there certainly checked all the boxes, and for that I am forever grateful. First impressions, and I'm going to teach this to you guys too, all you guys sitting here. They're so very, very important, and they mean so very, very much because they are really what they are, okay? And first impressions of what I have from everybody here is something that I certainly want to have myself and my family involved with. So for that, thank you. Along the way, didn't get to sit in the interview with some of these other people, but even just from afar, Curtis and Trace and Brian Myers and Andy Massey, who's not here. I walk in, he's at an athletic trainers meeting. There's a personal handwritten note sitting on my desk welcoming me and apologizing for him not even being here. So again, speaking to the character, I couldn't be more excited about moving forward. And geez, heck, already I've been to lunch at Moe's across the street real quick before even today with, with Beth and Roger, so that was great. Roger wouldn't even let me pay for my lunch, so I owe him one already. Okay, and with that being said, I told you about the water systems, my family. Excuse me, the 3 T's, Travis, Tanner, Tommy, and Tracy. Awesome, you guys are going to love them to death. Tanner's going to college at the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. Tommy's going to be a sophomore. Tracy's just been the best friend anybody could ask for along for the ride, and I appreciate that. So I'm moving on quickly there because, again, she told me I'm not supposed to cry. I'd also just quickly, before I get into some foundational things that I want to share with you, without naming names, so thankful to all the coaches, former coaches that I worked with, that I've stayed up late nights at conventions with, gathering schemes and ways and all those types of things, and their guidance. Couldn't thank you guys enough. All the former players that watched me grow as not only a coach but as a person, and for the ability to have touched your lives and have them touch mine, and to see them be successful fathers, businessmen, minor leaguers, big leaguers. It doesn't matter, and all the things in between. So proud of them, and to all you guys out there, thank you very much. Let's kind of get to the good stuff now. And why Tulane? That'd be a question that, some people would ask. And to me, having spent the last 4 years at Vanderbilt University, and it'll be important for me to reflect upon my time and share that with a lot of you without making them seem that they're above us at any stretch of the imagination, because nor would Coach Corbin ever want that. But with the experiences, you come learning curves. And there I learned a lot of things. I knew right away, I was like, if I leave this type of institution and this type of environment and this type of people, I want to be involved in an institution of higher education. That to me is of utmost importance. The growth of a young man's mind. This muscle right here, boys, between your ears is the most important one. And we're going to spend time and time and time on that, and the ability for education to be in the equation in the recruiting process, to share Tulane University and what it stands for with the families. And we get it basically, when they're done and out of here, we can present them with what I'm going to call a life certificate. A life certificate that they can put in their back pocket and be productive people as they move forward in whatever that next phase of their life may be. That to me is horribly important. And the fact that we can do it with this education and the aforementioned baseball program that you all have helped get to where it's at, what an exciting combination. What an exciting combination. So those are some really good things that I was looking to check off the list. Not a lot of places I'd leave Vanderbilt for. This certainly was one of them. I hope I'm up here, and I'll review the tape later, just like we would in a game, and speaking in terms of more we's and us's and not a lot of I's. I remember hearing one time, and I just got a new one today, so I should be careful. I got an iPhone. It's not a Wii phone anymore, it's an iPhone, okay? And we're living in those worlds a little bit, and we need to make sure that when we're together and we're doing what we're doing, we're dealing more in we's than I's, all right? So those cell phones will be out of the clubhouse, believe me. But when I say program, I mean it in a full, encompassing way. It's not just about everybody knows where first is. Everybody knows the ball's round and this and that and the other. But it becomes more than that to me. And here's some of the things that I want to strive, we want to strive to teach in no particular order. And I may elaborate on some and maybe not on others. Foundations and building blocks. Got to have them. If Omaha is this, it's this skyscraper here, and this is the local building in town. This is going to take foundational work and building blocks that we're able to, lay on the ground first so that we can get it to where we talked about, which is we're more than capable of getting to Omaha. And not only getting to Omaha, but to win the national championship. It's doable, and I see it. I see it. There's vision. Vision is so important. Core values. At the end of the day, when we all get together as a team, we have to have the ability to say, what do we stand for? We have to stand for something, okay? And we'll make sure to do that. Leadership, standards versus rules. I don't want to have a whole bunch of rules for you guys. You're too smart, you're too organized, you're too ready to do this. Let's just do what's right when we're supposed to do what's right all the single time, or all the time. It'll be in good shape. Academic excellence and integrity, we talked about it. Those things are huge. The ability to understand a 24-hour day. School, more school, baseball, friends, baseball, rest, nutrition, and understand what has to happen in a 24-hour day, especially if we want to attain some of that excellence that we're talking about. Connection and extension. I want to be connected to you guys just like I want you to be connected to each other. I want to be connected to you guys just like I want you guys to be connected together. And the extension then starts to bring us all together. Connection and extension. I hope you'll see that in our dugout and our field. Here's one thing I like a lot. Investment. Investment. I want everybody here to make an investment into the program. I didn't say financially. Just an investment, a care level. If it's financially, it's financially. If it's being at the park every day, it's being at the park every day. But just making an investment. I want you guys to make an investment. A lot of people talk about it's a grind. being a Tulane student athlete's a grind. I saw a lot of street work out there on my way to the office this morning. That, to me, would be a grind. This is an investment, boys. We are making investment into our future. So we will talk in terms of that versus grind, because we're just trying to put money in the bank, man. We're just trying to put money on the bank and trying to get a good return out of it. Selflessness and serving others, huge. It's not all about me. Maturity. How about the value of a dollar? The appreciation for things and possessions and those who give them to you. Too many times kids of these days they're just granted what they think they deserve instead of working for what they deserve. I want our facility, our offices, everything that we do to be what I call recruit ready. So if all of a sudden right now at the end of this press conference my phone was blowing up, which it's gonna, and a recruit wanted to stop by or anybody of importance wanted to come by, they could walk into any nook, cranny, corner, locker room, coach's office, and go, wow, these guys really care about what they're doing. Mental and physical toughness, certainly a priority. And like I mentioned before, first impressions, your appearance, your teeth, and your smile. My wife and I argued a little bit about, are you really going to say teeth? I said, no, I promise I'll say teeth, not teeth. But if you think about it, when you see people and they smile, that means they're enjoying themselves. They're having a good time. So I'm going to ask our kids to do that a lot. Because when I see somebody, I look right at them. That's their teeth. And we've learned the importance of the smile and being engaged and first impressions and all those things. Eye contact. So those will be very important. So I know I'm probably getting a little bit long-winded. They told me I was supposed to be up here for like 3 minutes. And I said, sure thing. So the one thing you're going to notice about me, once I get going and the passion, I hope, shows up, I just, you know, these are things I think long and hard about. And again, this program, much more encompassing than just those activities that we talked about. We take care of and spend concentrated times on these things that I have just mentioned. I like to say the scoreboard will take care of itself, okay? I'm looking forward to, or we're looking forward to putting a field of good young men on the field that would make you guys proud. Proud because of the way they look. Proud because of the way they play. They care. They connect. They engage. The way they hustle. The way they respect all and fear none. At Tulane University baseball, I welcome the thought of being the front porch of this university. And what better thing that anybody could say when they say the word Tulane University, they think great education, world-class education, and a wonderful baseball program. That, to me, just gave me chills. I didn't say just, you know, they won this or they won that, but it was a full, encompassing program. So in conclusion, I can't wait to get started. I've been eager to do this. I've had a chance to talk and call most of the guys. Looking forward to putting a staff together that I know will look into the same things that I'm looking for so we can do this all together. So without that being said, I appreciate everybody being here. It means a lot to me and my family, I know, and I'll stay here all night and meet each and every one of you, and I look forward to building a relationship with you all, and especially you guys down here. Again, thanks for coming. Appreciate everybody's time. Thank you.
Take your jacket off for a second. You did great. Let's put this on. Come on up, guys. Guys, come on up.
This is Tommy and Tanner.
Over here now. Thank you. Thanks, great job. Yeah, great job. You want to, for your interview, do you want to wear that, or do you want to wear a suit back? I think it looks beautiful.
All right, so at this time, everyone, we're going to move over this way. We'll have Coach Jewett, we'll have Corey Merrill, and we'll have Troy Dannen over here to answer any questions that the media may have. Thank you so very much for coming out today.